to Ridecast, the podcast of the Widow Sons Ridings chapter. Any opinions expressed in this episode do not represent those of the Widow Sons Masonic Bikers Association UK and Ireland. You can find us on Facebook at Widow Sons-Ridings chapter, Instagram at Widow Sons_Ridings chapter, at our website ridings.wsmba.uk, and you can contact the show directly by emailing ridecast@hotmail.com. Right, that's the housekeeping over and done with. Kickstands up, on with the show. Hello everyone, and welcome to Ridecast Season 1, Episode 7. This is your co-host Yaka, and with me I have the usual fellas here, my brothers Gremlin.
Not related.
And Pigpen. How's it going, Pigpen?
Yeah, very good.
Right, guys, listeners, we have a fantastic show to get through today. We've got 3 on-location recordings to include. So, guys, what's been going on the last 4 weeks since we recorded Episode 6?
You know, it's been busy. It's been manic.
It's been a crazy month.
Crazy.
No, I was going to say I've got a sort of bit of a new sideline job. I'm sort of motorcycle recovery.
Yes,
specialising in picking up Harley Davidson.
We'll circle back to that story. Yeah, we'll circle back to that one.
Very good.
Do we have to circle back? Can we not discuss?
No. Let's do things in chronological order. Otherwise, we're going to lose track. Can I just say straight off the bat, welcome to Buzz, who was patched into the Ridings chapter a few weeks back. He was presented his chapter patch by our secretary Gremlin there. Buzz, same as Diesel, isn't a Master Mason yet, hasn't been raised yet. So he's been made a chapter member and will be given his full chapter membership and initiated into the association towards the end of the year when they're both raised. But congratulations to Buzz on receiving your chapter patch, chapter member.
Yeah, can I say it was a very emotional night. I went to Buzz's after we'd been to was it after Strawberry Fields? Anyway, I went to his house. And as I was presenting him the chapter patch, I could see there was a tear in his eye. I took my foot off his, and then he was okay, but he was extra.
He's been old Buzz there. He's been riding with us for probably thick end of 2 years, hasn't he? Because he rode with us for a while before he joined Freemasonry. Yeah. Then he was initiated. Then we had the massive delays caused by COVID, so he couldn't get past to the second degree. So we had to wait till he was a fellow craft before we could bring him into the chapter.
Absolutely.
What a delay that's been.
If Buzz was a stick of rock, he would have sports bike all the way through the middle.
Well, you say that, but he was riding that lovely blue, what is it, an FJR 12, 13? I can't remember what it was.
He bought it as a job lot and decided just to use it to go down to London. He's selling it already.
Is he selling it?
Because it's not a sports bike. Yes.
Yeah, it's going.
He had a couple of issues with it, didn't he? He kept stalling it at traffic lights.
Well, Pigpen worked out what it was. It was because he was putting his foot too close to the centre stand or something. There was some sort of sensor which meant it kept cutting out.
Is that what it was? Sticky stand switch?
The centre stand dropped. He kept catching the centre stand and it dropped it. And as soon as it dropped, it put the bike out.
It was killing it, right.
You don't have those problems with Harleys.
And of course, once that had happened, he couldn't start it without hooking into neutral. It wouldn't start in gear, would it? So he was at traffic lights trying to hook neutral so we could start. Yeah. Oh my God, what a nightmare that was.
I think we need to, we can go through that with the ride through London bit, because that was quite a hairy moment with a London bus getting quite agitated with the fact that we'd blocked all of Oxford Street over.
yeah, that's true. Okay, I would like to mention early in the month, Rufio's ride. We had a little ride out to, was it called Ainsley Top?
Ainley Top, yes.
Ainley Top, yeah. We went to
not Ainsley as in the chef Ainsley Harriet.
No, Ainley Top, and it was a harvester or something we met at, and we went for a brew there. We met about 10 of us there, wasn't there? And good old Gremlin there turned up in his car. And
well, hang on. Well, let's get this into context. One thing I do need to say, I put it out amongst our chat group to have the guys in the west of the group to put a little ride, and I suggested Ainley Top, and I got confused. I meant Emily Moore. So, but Rufio, he put his head above the parapet, agreed to do the ride, and he arranged for us all to head to Ainley Top. Now, yes, I did go in my car because I have sold my bike. And I've got a new bike, and it was in that little transition period of when I'd handed my bike over and I was waiting for my new one to arrive.
Yeah. So you did that little trip in your car. We had a brew. I think I don't think me and Vicky stayed too long. We didn't do the full ride, but we met for the drink, for the social, and then rode home. You were obviously in your car because you were waiting for a bike. But when I got home that day, I had coolant pouring out from underneath my bike 2 weeks before our London trip. So you can imagine the sort of panic I was in. So I'll just run through very quickly the series of events that led up to me going to London. So I pulled a couple of the casings off the side of the bike, had a look underneath, and I discovered that the coolant, and I mean, it really was pouring out from underneath the water pump. So I thought, oh my God. So I did a little bit of Googling and very quickly discovered, I wouldn't call it a common fault with VTXs, but there was a few people talking about it. Apparently the water pumps do fail at the bottom, the seal fails, and they leak, and everyone was saying, you know, time for a new water pump. Now my bike's 19 years old, so I didn't think it was worth worrying about trying to repair it. I thought I'll get a new water pump. I've got to get this on and fitted before our trip to London. So Monday morning, first thing on the Monday morning, started ringing around. No VTX water pumps anywhere in the UK. They had one in Belgium, so I ordered one from Belgium. 236 quid it cost me, Pigpen. That's dear for a water pump, isn't it? Anyway, so they promised me it would be with me in 7 days. So that's the first week out of the way. But I thought, well, rather than sitting around doing nothing, while I'm waiting, I'm going to take the old water pump out and get it ready for the new one. So I stripped the old water pump out, which was a pain in the butt. I had to take the petrol tank off to get to the thermostat cap. I had to drain the oil out, because apparently when you take the water pump out, oil pours out as well. So I did an oil change as well. Anyway, the following Monday came, no water pump. Tuesday it turned up. So that gave me Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night to get it fitted. And long story short, fitted the water pump, no leaks, and it was good for London. So, but I was panicking. I thought, I'm not going to have a bike here for London. I sent a message to Pigpen saying, I've got no leaks coming out underneath. When can I relax? When can I calm down and relax about this water pump being fitted? And Pigpen says, when we get back on Sunday evening at 6 o'clock. Oh, thanks for that. That's a big help.
Were you relaxed when you got back?
Yes, I was chuffed to bits when I got back. No, it didn't leak at all weekend. It ran lovely. Yeah, so that's my water pump panic story.
Well, you weren't the only one with a bit of panic.
Your bike's turned up. First of all, your bike turned up, and we were all very impressed.
I have bought myself a breakout and collected the breakout. We went for a trip to Squires on the Wednesday. That's right. Just before heading off to London on the Friday, and it packed up. The engine cut out in Tadcaster. Lights came on, all the warning lights came on, and suddenly it just went dead. Anyway, I pulled over because I couldn't do anything else. Left it for a minute or two, managed to get it started, limped home. I wasn't wanting to risk going fast. Limped home, got into the garage, turned it off, tried to turn it on again, and it wouldn't start. Anyway, luckily, my very good friend, Pigpen, I messaged him.
Yeah, and he said, he comes to save the day!
He does. He came and picked me up in his friend's transporter, and we took the bike to Harley-Davidson on the Thursday. And I have to say, Harley-Davidson are extremely good. You know, they're very apologetic. They put it in through the diagnostic test, and they said, look, we've got, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's all fine. So the sales guy there, Chris, said, look, shall I take it out and see if it does this? And then he came back in 2 minutes later, very red face, and just said, it won't start. He said, it's the battery terminal. They hadn't tightened when they were putting my sat-nav wiring through. So that was it, panic averted. But HD were very good. Alan, the sales manager there, or general manager, said, look, take any bike I want. If I didn't feel comfortable riding the breakout to London, just pick whichever one I wanted. And I was half tempted to take one of the street glides. They look good, but I thought, no, mine's there, it's ready, it's sorted. But Pigpen, you are a diamond, a diamond geezer. Yes. So, no wonder in Pigpen's past he gets all the women flocking to him.
Can I just say, I just want to point out that I had a water pump problem and fixed the water pump all by my lonesome. Gremlin has a loose battery cable and takes it back to the dealers to mend it.
Well, listen, It's under warranty. I didn't know what it was.
No,
I'm
of
not a
course you didn't.
mechanic, and I just wanted to be on the safe side, get them to check it out.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Does that mean it's my turn now for mine?
go on.
Well, no, I didn't have one, did I? So
The mighty Honda roars to London.
The mighty Honda roared to London. Sorry, it didn't break down, lads. So
It didn't.
yeah,
You had all
End
your
of mine.
problems a few weeks earlier, didn't you? Your starting issues and things a few weeks earlier. And your gear shifter issue was months earlier, and you know you've had your ups and downs.
Did
with
you
that
replace the battery?
Yeah, he had a starting issue with his battery problem and broken bolts and.
it had a £3 Chinese battery on it, which I think it lasted about six weeks.
And you replaced it with a £2 Chinese battery, you tight-fisted git.
Well, I think it's probably a Chinese battery, but it's a proper UASA now, not a. It was some Mickey Mouse. I'd never even heard of it. I didn't put it on.
You didn't put it on. Hang on a minute. How long have you had that bike?
I'd only had it about a year.
Oh, right. So it was put on just before you bought it, obviously.
Yeah. And a battery should last, 3, 4, 5 years. But
I'd have changed that battery myself within minutes.
Well, I did the next
You wouldn't have
year
been
when I
able
bought a
to
new
find the battery. Let's be honest.
I think
took
it is
the battery
like,
out and
I
it was
think
round.
mine's located somewhere under the seat, but I can't be sure.
Yeah,
Usually
that's where they usually are. By the way, I had a little barbecue before London as well at my house. We had a few guys round, didn't we? And it was good. We had some burgers and sausages and all that. But that was a good little get together before our big London trip. So shall we get on to our London trip? The big.
I think we need a bit more about your barbecue. Somebody turned up 3 hours early, didn't they?
Actually, you're right. Yeah. So I told everyone initially, I think it was 1 o'clock. Yeah. And then a few people said, I can't make it for 1. So I changed it to 2. And then our VP, Gary Tuars, rolled in at 12 o'clock, 2 hours early. I wasn't even at home. Me and Vicky were out shopping, buying a few bits and bobs for the barbecue. I got a text off him saying, "Where are you? I'm at your house. I'm in your back garden." It's like, it didn't start till 2 o'clock. What are you doing there at 12? So Gary ended up leaving before anyone else arrived. Nice of him to make the effort though and turn up.
It was.
Oh, and while we're on the subject, Tess rolled up on the Harley with the Jekyll and Hydes on.
She did.
So we heard the Jekyll and Hyde for the first time, and I've got to say I was very impressed. It's got a lovely deep sound when it goes on the full. Is it Hyde?
It's not the dynamic; it's the Hyde mode.
Hyde, yeah, amazing sound. Sounds fantastic.
I came in the car again.
You did, yeah. You parked round the corner, which I thought was a bit odd.
Well, I didn't want people to know where I was going.
Thanks, pal. There's a brother for you.
You can't pull up in a Porsche outside a council house, can you?
Oh! how very dare you? Right, okay. London trip.
London calling. Yes. So Friday morning, most of us congregated. That's the word I'm going to be using. Congregated at Weatherby Services.
Yeah.
Yep. Bright and breezy. The weather was good. It was looking. Was it sunny? It was. It
was okay. It was a little bit misty,
overcast,
rainy, but it dried up very quickly. By the way, we had an awful forecast. We were all really worried it was going to pour down on us. So especially House, because House doesn't like the rain, and neither does his bike.
No. From Weatherby Services, we set off as planned. 10:15
on the dot.
Down the A1. A1 was chock-a-block. We had to filter, but when you got the mighty Harley leading with the loud pipes, it was like Moses parting the Red Sea. They moved left, they moved right, and we just roared down the middle.
How many bikes did we have with us?
12, 13.
Something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Good turnout. And well done for leading all the way down, by the way. You did a brilliant job leading.
Yeah,
thank you.
Well done for following the A1 to London. Well done.
Now, so down the A1, first stop was at Blythe Services. We picked up the rest of the gang and then down there to Peterborough Services for some lunch.
It was quite a pleasant, steady away ride with lots of stops, wasn't it?
Yeah, but do you remember the incident? Pigpen got knocked off his bike at Peterborough Services.
That's right. Yeah.
Did we know? No, we didn't.
Sideswiped. Well, he's made us sterner stuff, is our Pigpen. He just picked his bike up, dusted himself off, and away he went. Actually, you didn't fully get knocked off, did you? You got sideswiped.
I got sideswiped and pushed onto grass and sort of down the grass verge. Trouble was, I got pushed down a slip road that was dual carriageway, not the A1. The A1 turning was the next one. So I ended up having to go. I had to go 2 miles down the slip road, come off at the first junction, back over the top, and back on 2 miles back again.
Oh my God!
And then rejoin.
I tell you what, you caught up with us. You caught up with us pretty damn quick.
Well, to be fair, somebody came to the very front of the group and slowed us down to 5 miles an hour, which is a little dangerous. So
no, Bobby shot forward, didn't he? And
he did. But from what I gather, the person that knocked him off was a fan desperate to get his autograph and a photograph.
Well, it's bound to happen, wasn't it?
Was it a lady that sideswiped you?
I couldn't see. I don't know.
You couldn't see she what?
Well,
he doesn't know if it was a he or a she.
Yeah. All I know is, women want me, men want to be me.
It's so true, though. It's so true.
What can I say?
Oh, God. I've got little bits of sick in the back of my throat now after that.
And you have to get them two the right way around.
We do.
Yeah,
we do. Men want to be him. No, be with him. Anyway, let's move on. So,
how dare you?
Now, one thing I didn't tell you, anybody notice my little error when we were going through the North Circular, when we came off the dual carriageway, went down a slip road and went back on again?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I'd set my sat nav at certain points and I didn't realise that when you get to that point, it just stopped. So it took me off to, it was looking for Brent Cross. So I wanted us to go that way and it took us to Brent Cross and then it stopped. I didn't know what to do and I had to realise that I then had to go to the next destination point. My gloves aren't touchscreen reactive. So that caused me a bit of an issue. And that's why there was a little bit of a hiccup in the trip. But we found the hotel. We went past Wembley Stadium. In fact, Wembley Stadium, and who was it that said, where's Wembley? We're driven right past it. You can't miss Wembley Stadium.
Rufio. I don't know who it was.
Oh, was it Rufio?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Sense. Wembley, where's Wembley?
We were staying opposite it.
So we arrived at the hotel and Gremlin got into trouble straight away for forcing the security gates open.
Yeah, they have security gates which you're supposed to not push. They're on electric, I don't know. Anyway, I was like Samson between the pillars and I forced this gate open for us all to be able to ride into the hotel. And we parked up and it was good. We did have a bit of a problem checking in. Just because it was busy and they didn't speak English because it's
they wanted ID, which
that
was a bit of a pain.
Yeah,
but we got the bikes parked in the secure parking, all under shelter. We squeezed them all into. How many spaces did we have? We had three spaces.
Four spaces.
4 spaces. For 12 bikes, I think it was.
We got them all in.
Yeah.
And everybody was dripping wet by then, and not because it was raining, because it was bloody hot. The sun came out when we got to London. Pigpen was in his winter woolies, his wet weather riding gear, and he was drenched. So we had a shower, not together, may I add, and then got ourselves...
by the way, the aircon in those rooms was fantastic. No kettle though. I didn't have a kettle, but the aircon was great. Like you say, we had a shower, got our gear back on, and then it was off to Ace Cafe.
Yeah, Pigpen had a quick go with Tug TV, from what I gather, and we went to Ace Cafe. It'll be nice when I have to say Ace Cafe. It'll be nice when it's finished.
Yeah.
We got there. Not only were the police waiting for us, there was scaffolding everywhere. And
that's down. Is that scaffolding now? It came down as soon as we left.
Yeah. But it's a bit disconcerting. You turn up a place and the plods are there already. Marshals are there. Cones there, because normally one person a week dies because they're doing some sort of wheelie.
I don't think
they're just trying to calm it down.
They apparently they do have a few where younger riders that get a little bit lively at Ace Cafe and whiz up and down. So the police are there just as a deterrent, slow people down.
Yeah.
But it was weird, you know, because we all pulled up there and Bobby was just having a general chit chat with the police. And they said, "Oh, so where are you from?" He said, "Yorkshire." And he goes, "Oh, we've got one of our guys, one of our colleagues here is from Yorkshire." And they dragged him out of the van. Bobby only knew him.
No way.
Yeah, he knew him.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I stood talking with him, and he works with him at Bradford.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah, so it's a small world, isn't it?
It
Small
is.
world. So
we highlight for me was everybody ate. Buzz ordered chicken with noodles, and he got just noodles,
fish and chips. Yeah,
so
that's right. There was no chicken in his noodles. They gave him a free patch or something. They gave him something free, didn't they?
He said, "I'll have a badge." You got a metal pin badge, didn't he?
That's right.
I have to say the food service was a little wanting is the word. Well, the food was good. I thought the food was very good.
Yeah, the food was great. It was a little slow coming out, but it was fairly busy, to be fair. And we waiting for us were other WS chapters. We met on the first night, on the Friday night, we met Southern chapter, Surrey chapter, Sussex chapter, South East chapter, all the S's, and also Beda from Bedfordshire. So that's 5 chapters were waiting down there to greet us. They'd made the effort to ride to Ace Cafe. They knew we would come in, so they met us there, and we got to mix with those guys and have a chat. And we recorded a little chat with them. We recorded a little on-location Ridecast news item, whatever you want to call it.
Shall we go into that now?
Yeah. You guys want to hear that? Okay, so this is the recording from Friday night at Ace Cafe. Right, so this is Yaka here with Gremlin and Pigpen for Ridecast. We're at Ace Cafe London, and we've got a few other Widow Sons with us today. We've got Zinger here from Southern Chapter. Say hello, Zinger.
Hello, Zinger.
I knew he was going to say that. We've got chaps from...
Miyagi.
Sorry?
Miyagi.
From which chapter, Miyagi? Surrey chapter. We've got Sussex. No, Surrey. Oh my God, I've done it now. So how often do you guys get down to Ace Cafe, guys? Are you here just specifically to see the Yorkshire chapter, the riding chapter? Well, thanks for coming, guys. Really appreciate it. It's beautiful. Is it always this busy? Busier than this.
No, don't normally come in.
So are you all, obviously you all listen to the podcast, don't you?
Yeah.
You bloody liars.
All the Rogan Josh
Rogan Josh.
Barely missing. On what?
So you guys will all be featuring in episode 7. Season 1, episode 7, which will be coming out sometime at the end of this month. Next month.
Yeah, always the hardest one. There's a lot of padding needs to be done, so that's why we're down here.
Well, we've got some quality people to interview here now.
Where? So how many members are in your chapters then? Are we talking big numbers, or are we? Well, sorry, we've only just formed on St George's Day.
Well done.
We chartered.
Where's your congratulations?
Unfortunately, he's up north in your neck of the woods.
Is he in Ola, York?
Don't know. No, it's north. It's not quite.
It's not that north.
Oh, right.
No, it's north. It's north. No, it's north. It's north. Definitely north. So you're stuck with a VP and others.
Excellent.
Yeah, so Sussex.
Oh, you're Sussex chapter. We've got a single member here from Sussex chapter. Only one from Sussex.
But it's the newest chapter, probably the most.
It's the premier Southern chapter, isn't it?
Yes,
the premier Southern chapter.
Yeah.
So what's
the biggest county and the newest chapter.
So you're Paul, right?
That's right. Yeah.
What's your road name, Paul?
I don't have one.
Oh, you don't have a road name yet? Hey,
South East.
Paul here doesn't have a road name yet.
Who doesn't?
Paul here doesn't have a road name.
I'm saving myself.
Saving yourself for the right man.
Yeah, that's right. We've got some more questions.
Go for it.
Right, we're trying to find out whose is the rocket. Is it anybody, because it's next to a Widow's Son's bike? We're trying to work out how many litres go into that tank.
Well, we've got a few rockets around. There's a Shires have got a rocket. There's Dean, our president's got a new rocket.
One of our guys has got a rocket, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Pat Jones.
2.5 litre.
Pat's rocket has done 230,000 miles. Still going strong.
230,000.
233,000.
Has he clocked it in reverse?
It's the second. I think it's the second highest in the country. Jeez.
So you 130,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 230,000. 2
left that for real speed, wasn't it?
It's time came down actually service it for free because they're that impressed with it. This last service has been done for 20. My same service.
200,000 miles, still on its first set of tyres.
So if you weren't here today meeting us, what would you normally do on a Friday? Pub. Not. It's not a chapter meet on a
Lead me
Friday.
at the Custom Cafe.
The Custom Cafe, which is like a cafe near Bexhill,
Right,
Sussex, in Sussex.
Is that north?
No, south. South Sussex.
South Sussex.
South East Sussex.
So yours is quite a new chapter then, isn't it? It's one of the newest ones.
Yeah, we've got a charter. We didn't get a charter. Yeah, about a
We
week
haven't
ago.
even actually got
Really?
the charter yet.
Yeah, we have.
No, but
Yeah, we signed it. We signed it because our president.
Were you in another chapter before?
Were you in another chapter and then spun off?
Southeast.
Right.
You were.
I think officially I'm still South East.
Did they chuck you out?
No, that's right. Yeah, I formed a chapter on my own.
So you're president, VP, secretary, and treasurer all in
I'm
one.
just secretary.
Captain.
No, I'm not road captain. No, I've got sat nav.
So are you secretary then?
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to have a word with our secretary and teach him how to do his job properly?
Oh, I've got to learn how to do mine. Yeah.
No, he's a good secretary, is our Gremlin.
I send out a few emails.
You do now and again.
No, we signed our charter last Thursday.
You going
on the side of the road.
Oh, did you really?
As our president.
Wow. So how many?
Yeah, we will. We're going to do
Nice to meet you. Thanks ever so much.
Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, we'll sign off Ridecast. Have a good trip home, guys.
Sure.
Yeah. We'll say good. So go on. You signed it by the roadside.
Indeed. Yeah.
And how many of you were there to sort of sign it up?
It
And
was probably about
nice to see you, buddy.
it's probably about 6-7 of us.
Right. Okay. Is that like the numbers that's the whole chapter?
No, we've probably got about 12.
Oh, that's a good start, isn't it? Yeah, that's good.
Now we're being ditched. Where are we going?
Yeah. That's it. We're done. Ridecast is over. We'll catch you tomorrow morning for breakfast.
And that's it. That's the first interview. It's a bit frenetic, but
They seemed desperate to go, didn't they? Was it something you said?
I think don't forget they were there before we arrived, and then we'd had dinner, and we'd been there probably an hour and a half. So they'd probably been there at least a couple of hours. But
Yeah.
they had the ride home as well, didn't they? We were only a mile away from the cafe. So anyway, so that was day one at Ace Cafe, and we rode back to the hotel, ditched the bikes, locked them all back up again, and then we headed out to the Wembley Park area for a bit of a
guided tour of my digital screens, which I supplied and installed there 8 years ago.
wow. Yeah, that was.
Are you still flogging that monkey?
That was you earlier on when you took TV, wasn't it?
So we ended up at, what was the name of that pub? Was it the White Horse? We ended up at the White Horse.
Yeah, the White Horse with Trigger and Rodney.
Yeah, we had a few beers and met a guy called Jay, talked to him about jelly deals. Apparently jelly deals are customary to be eaten at funerals, so we're told. I find that a bit odd, but we're from Yorkshire, what do we know?
What do we know?
Jelly deals, funerals go together like
Jelly deals.
married. So Saturday morning, we get out of bed Saturday morning and we head back to Ace Cafe for breakfast.
Which was it was a lot better. It was a lot more dignified and respectful.
Yeah, it was quite.
The police weren't there, the marshals weren't there. There was a very nice breakfast to order, and we had some more chapters to meet.
Can you remember which chapters met us there on the Saturday morning?
Iceni.
Yeah. Grumpy from
East Mids.
East Mids were there, and there was one chap from the Shires.
Yes.
There was 3 more chapters represented there.
Was that Brother Bilbo Baggins from the Shires?
The Shires.
Frodo.
Mr. Frodo, sir. No, so yeah, Grumpy was there. We met there. There was actually quite a lot of us there at that point. Yeah. That was when we took the photograph on the stairs and out front. Yeah. There was loads of us there. And on the stage,
gave a chance. It also gave a chance for a lot of the members to have a look around Ace Cafe properly. All the history was on the first floor. Really interesting if you read it, see all the photographs, how everything started. So that was it was great. The shop was great.
People were buying T-shirts and fridge magnets and patches and all the rest of it. And obviously, as usual, there is a post on the Riders Chapter Facebook page. You might have to go back 3 or 4 posts, but you'll see all our photographs from Ace Cafe. Now, guys, We interviewed on the Saturday morning as well. And would you like to hear that interview?
Yes.
Yep. Here we go then. Here we go. Saturday morning Ace Cafe interview with Iceni, the Shires and East Midlands chapter.
All right, settle down. It's Saturday morning, it's Riding Chapter's second day at Ace Cafe. We've just had our breakfast and we've got a few visitors, a few guys have come to see us. So who have we got here? I think we've got some Iceni chapter.
Yeah, PJ, secretary for my
secretary. Hello, PJ. Who else have we got? We've got Shires over here. Hello, Shires. Oh my God, it's Grumpy from East Mids chapter. How's it going, Grumpy?
It's going well, thanks very much.
Been a few weeks since we last saw you at Loughborough, where we had the helicopter ride. Well, we didn't have the helicopter ride.
I did have the helicopter
ride. Yeah.
Thanks you all. You had a fantastic day.
Brilliant. There was about 80 of us there that weekend, wasn't there? So, guys, how often do you get to Ace Cafe London?
Oh, I think I've
rarely.
Yeah, it's not that often.
Really? Back in the day, all the time. But now.
Oh, so we're honoured then. They've only come to see us.
Very honoured to be here.
We tend to spend more time down at Bike Shed than we do at the Ace now.
Well, we're going there tomorrow.
Bike Shed tomorrow first.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to meet us, 9:30. We're aiming to be there tomorrow morning for breakfast.
Yeah. It used to come down here all the time, but you get here on bike nights and it's like Suicide Alley. You got all the little beans.
You're going to be there tomorrow?
No, my girlfriend blows me out and she's not like it.
You got Royal.
So from the podcast point of view, you've got Pigpen, Gremlin and Small Feet.
Thank you. Yaka.
Happy feet. Well, for Iceni, we've got Marbles, who's our road captain. We got Taff, one of our riders, and we got a couple more guys inside. PCJC. We got
Malteser. I wonder how we got that name.
That came up in one of our AGMs. It just came out in conversation.
It's probably light and fluffy inside.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Yeah, when you sign that form, there's nowhere says you get to choose your road name.
No.
We actually say on our form when we present.
You just gave up there and then and ordered your patch.
Don't fight it, yeah, there's no fight.
Any plans to come up to Yorkshire to visit us? A return visit?
Yeah, I think
sounds like a good one.
Absolutely.
Well, of course,
next weekend.
It would have been National Rally weekend this weekend, so you would have all been there anyway. So we've come down here instead.
And you've rearranged. I deliberately booked the big family holiday to avoid it.
Yeah.
And you've rearranged it to clash with the big family holiday.
Oh well.
So I'm not there this year.
Well, that's not us doing it next year. It's Durham chapter next year, isn't it?
Dates already?
I don't know. Have they? I didn't
Durham's
realise.
even better because landed my birth.
Yes,
Well, there you go then. They have.
Yeah.
Can you remember what they are?
Nobody it down, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, usually.
Rally weekend, it always rains.
Yeah.
Leading up to it.
Litchfield was shocking.
Yeah, Litchfield was dreadful.
Well, Belfast wasn't much better.
As well.
Belfast was bloody terrible.
Hot rain though.
We were sat in the bar. in Belfast, and the tents were going past the windows. There's our tent.
Right, I need to ask a question for the Southerners who went to the branding.
Yeah.
Did you stay in a tent or did you stay in a hotel?
We hotel. When we got a number of senior members. Come on now, the lads.
It's terrible with hot showers and clean.
Oh, it must have been awful. Did you have the telly on in the background?
Until 3 in the morning.
Oh. How dare you wear that square? How dare you? No wonder it's so clean.
Doesn't go out in the rain.
Proper branding.
There you go. Look at that. Tattoo from John Perrin.
Just want to come out and get chatting.
Who was the first one that...
You're the man to ask about the.
You were banging around to get back for the meeting.
Yeah, we had to get back for the president's meeting, didn't we?
We'll be getting.
So anyway, we've got Taff here from Wales. You've obviously emigrated to England.
Yeah, I'm an Essex boy now.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You didn't fancy joining the South Wales chapter?
Well, I joined the Widows when I was living in Essex. So
Whereabouts in Wales are you from, Taff?
Cumran, just outside Newport.
Because I used to live in Wales in a little village
Got checked out for his feet being so small.
And about 9 miles outside of Cardiff. Both my parents are from Cardiff. Well, listen. Let's
Can we take a look at your bikes that you've come up from?
Yeah, sure.
We've got a selection of BMWs. Where are the decent bikes?
Surprised you brought Harleys out.
We survived.
Right, listen. We've got to wrap this up because we've only got a short segment for this bit, haven't we? So, thanks to all of you guys for coming and seeing us. Grumpy, thanks for coming and seeing us. I'm just signing off on the podcast.
So respect to everybody who's come down.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for coming. Cheers. And this is Yaka, Gremlin and Pigpen signing off at Ace Cafe.
There you go. So that was it. That was quite funny, that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That guy, by the way, for the listeners, the square that I refer to is the Widow's Son's patch, which is in the shape of a square that you receive when you get branded up in Scotland. And I can't remember what the name of the chap we were talking to, but he had the cleanest square patch I've ever seen. So that's why we were commenting about how clean it was.
Yeah. Southern Softies stay in hotels at the branding. They don't get the full experience of being frozen to death.
So we had a good breakfast there. We headed back to the hotel, and then came the notorious and infamous fountain story. Do you want to run through the fountain story?
Not really.
Well,
I'd rather not relive any of that.
You're still wet, aren't you, Big Pen?
We were walking by. If anybody knows Wembley Park,
Arena,
yeah, if you've got the Wembley Stadium on your right, you've got the London Designer Outlet on your left, then you walk down and you've got the famous Wembley Arena. And just outside the arena was an area which had little sprinkles of water coming up out of the ground. And somebody thought it'd be a great idea to have a photograph behind the little sprinkles of water. And so everybody stood behind there. When you look down, they're like manhole covers with holes all the way through. And suddenly, as we were all stood there, the shower started.
The jets turned on.
The jets were turned on to cool us down. And nearly everybody got drenched, but one person got drenched in particular. He had his Sunday best on, and he was like a drowned rat. He looked like a country squire that had fallen in the river. He certainly looked like something, I'll tell you afterwards. The only person that was dry was Vicky, who was outside of the fountain taking the photographs, and she captured us all running. So we'd like to thank Tess for leading us into like the Pied Piper of Hamelin. She led her little rat into the trap. She did. We all got soaked, but we decided to persevere and head on, wet as we were, onto Grand Lodge. Yeah. So we jumped on the tube. Gremlin led the way. I think by Sunday afternoon you smelt like a sewer, didn't you, Pigpen?
Smelt a little bit like a pond. Yeah, that sort of pond.
You did. So we took the tube, and if anybody's read the narrative of our trip that said that I knew my way around London and we got off at Bond Street, it's an absolute lie. Is that we actually got off at Holborn, but Yaka didn't think that anybody would know where Holborn was, so he thought he'd tart it up a bit and say we got out at Bond Street. It was a genuine mistake. It was a genuine mistake. So anyway, we got to Grand Lodge, and outside were the East Midlands. They were having a swift pint, and so we joined them naturally. Yes, we joined them. Yes, and we went into Grand Lodge, and quite a few people bought some goodies in the shop there. Unfortunately, the temple, the Grand Temple, was out of action, but a couple did allegedly manage to have a little sneak into it. But we'd better not say, in case His Royal Highness is listening, and we don't want to be seen to be bad boys. Less said about that, the better, I think. Yes. I'm not going to mention any names, but follow my eyes, Piggy Wiggy. So that was. So yeah, so the wander around the museum at Grand Lodge was fantastic, and we went to the library. We had a little wander around, lots of photographs out front, and then we kind of went off on our separate little journeys. Bit of free time, bit of sightseeing. Yeah, wandered up to Buckingham Palace and over Westminster Bridge. Some of us went to Covent Garden and had a incredible Mexican meal at Cafe Pacifico, which I first went to in 1986, and they remembered me, obviously. Wow. God, how old were we then? About 45-ish? 21. Yeah. 45?
the god's back.
Yeah, here he is. Yeah, lock the door. Make sure he pays before he leaves. 35 years and he's here. So that was great. It was a really good meal. And then we went into Covent Garden. Saw some of the jugglers, the street entertainers. Vicky and I went for oysters and champagne, and then we did a bit of sightseeing, and then we reconvened back at the White Horse. You guys had a little bit of a trip around London, hooking up with family. Yes. I couldn't get in touch with my daughter, and ended up hanging around King's Cross for about 2 hours. But thank you to Pigpen and the House for keeping me company, and Tess company. And we found and I actually put her on the wrong train. Instead of going to Leeds, she went to York. Oh, really? So, but all well that ends well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that was good.
But you-
And then we
we-
ended up back at the White Horse.
Yeah, you guys didn't stay long though, did you? You ended up having an early night, and I think it was me, Trip, and a few of the other guys, Bobby. We stayed a little bit later, and we basically drank until they kicked us out at about 11:15-ish.
Yeah.
And then got back to the hotel, and then came Sunday morning. What did we do Sunday?
Well, once Pigpen had turned off Tug TV, got himself out of bed. We got ourselves ETA for leaving was 8 a.m. We were starting to panic because nobody had seen Rufio
and Amanda.
And they did actually come trundling down the stairs about 2 minutes to 8. And we left for a ride through London, which was really exciting. My route had been planned: Buckingham Palace, the House of Parliament, Tower of London, Downing Street. And we didn't see one of them because we got towards Buckingham Palace and the road was closed. So
we
I thought,
kept
right, well,
riding
I can
past
cope
it.
with that.
We kept riding past it.
We rode past it 47 times, and then we went towards the Houses of Parliament to be turned back from there because I had to ask what was going on. And I said, can't you just let us through? They said, no, there's a marathon or a half marathon or something going on. Now, when your sat-nav tries to send you one way and you sort of know where you are, but you just think, I've got to think logically, I need to head north and then I need to head east. So that's what we did. We ended up going up Hyde Park and then down Oxford Street. So for those who didn't know London too well, you know, it was the sights of Oxford Street. At one stage, we got out to do a bit of shopping, but the London bus didn't like it. That's when Buzz's bike stalled. And he got a bit irate to the driver because we're obviously holding him up, but we didn't keep him waiting for too long. And we went on a merry way, got away into Shoreditch, and what a place the bike shed is. You ride through that arch, and they were there waiting for us to guide us into the garage to park our bikes up. It was brilliant.
And the diners, it was very odd. The diners that were sat at the tables were literally filming us as we were. They had their cameras out, and they were taking photographs and filming us as we were riding past. So that was kind of odd. But
it was a bit like, what was that program with Jeremy with a very small hand? Watching us, watching you, watching us. Jeremy Beadle, that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we've got video footage of that, and the whole weekend I'm going to be uploading some videos at some point. I think I might save them till we're into winter and we haven't got much content going onto the page. So we've got loads of video footage of our exploits in London. But yeah, we went into the bike shed.
Want to ask a question? I'd been there before, so I knew what to expect. What did everybody else think to it? Pigpen, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was very good. I was expecting less. I thought it'd be a bit more like Ace Cafe, and it was a lot better. It was a lot more upmarket,
much posher, wasn't it? Much posher.
Yeah, much posher, much nicer. It was
new. Everything looked new. The breakfasts were really high quality. It was just lovely in there, wasn't it? I mean, if
streaky bacon was better than the fatty whatever it was.
Yeah, the bacon.
It was a
special.
good way to end the London trip.
It was. Yeah. For those who don't know the bike shed, as you ride in, as Pigpen said, you ride in through a courtyard. You've got diners either side. You park up and you go in, and there's refectory tables in one area. There's Chesterfields in another table in another area. There's 2 shops, I believe. There's a tattooist. There's a barber's. There's bikes on display. It's a class place. You know, it is a destination place, and I believe they've just opened one in Los Angeles. So, you know, hats off to the bike shed. We will certainly be making a return visit there.
After we had our breakfast, I went and sat over next to our Bobby, and I interviewed him to give us a little bit of colour and describe where we were. So here's a quick interview with our Bobby inside the bike shed. See what you make of this, guys.
I've got Bobby sat next to me along with a few other brothers and partners. Bobby, where are we? Tell us where we are.
We're at the bike shed in Shoreditch, London, and down south.
Describe our surroundings and what we did to get here.
They've got electricity, which is absolutely phenomenal. I've never seen anything quite like it down here. It's absolutely brilliant.
Being from Yorkshire, obviously, it's something new for us. They've got running water and everything.
Well, we've got
mains
that.
water.
We have mains water. No, we haven't got that. We just get out the river.
Okay. So we're in what appear to be railway sidings, aren't we?
It's under the arches of a railway bridge under here. fantastic building. Definitely coming here again. Lovely place. Can't recommend it highly enough.
And we actually rode into the cafe through past all the diners.
It was brilliant. You come off the road and you ride on a track through to where you park in secure parking at the back, and past a load of people dining, who were a bit shocked at the loudness of some of our bikes as we went past.
So we parked around the back, like I say, secure parking, wander in, huge rooms, massive cafe. There's a tattoo shop. There's a, what's that over there? That's a hairdressers. They've got the whole 9 yards. And what did you make of your breakfast, guys?
Well, I thought the breakfast was the breakfast was lovely. However, their idea of a giant big belly buster is what we call like a small breakfast.
Well, kids meal.
Kids meal. It's obviously a kids meal.
What did you think, Kat? What did you make of your breakfast?
Oh, it was good. There was pork belly bacon, which was
that was amazing, and the maple syrup. Definitely recommend listeners to pop down to the bike shed at Shoreditch and check it out.
But the ride here was absolutely amazing. We passed Buckingham Palace 4 times. I did tell Gremlin 3 weeks ago that it was the London Marathon today, but he didn't seem to believe me. And now he claims that I didn't actually tell him that. So most of the streets were shut. However, he did a good job of getting us here.
He got us around in the end.
He did get us here eventually.
The bikes were getting a bit warm though, weren't they?
We only passed Wembley Stadium 3 times. We totally blocked off a bus lane, and the bus was very annoyed with us. But apart from that, it was great.
Considering we've got 11 bikes with us, we did well to all arrive at the same time.
We did quite well. It was been the rider at the back. I can say it was.
Well done for backmarking. Awesome backmarking.
I've just been watching the synchronised diving this morning at the Olympics, and it wasn't far off.
All right. Well, thanks ever so much, Bobby. This is Yaka signing off at the bike shed for Ridecast.
That was a good little interview with Bobby, that wasn't it? He's a funny guy. So then we had our... Sorry, go on, Gremlin.
Not everybody in the chapter would agree.
That's for another episode. So then we had our ride home. How do you think the ride home went?
Brilliant.
We split off into 2 separate groups at that point, didn't we?
Well, sort of
3
4,
groups.
really.
You were by yourself.
It was me at the front, leading
by yourself.
from the front on the mighty Honda.
Let's put this into some sort of perspective. We all rode together to South Mims, and then it was decided that we'd have 2 groups: a faster group, and then the ones that wanted to take it a bit more steady. So
it actually ended up being the really fast group and the fast group, didn't it?
Yeah. Pigpen led the charge of the Light Brigade. He was home in record time. Yeah. In fact, the earth started going backwards. He was going that fast.
Yeah, so Pigpen disappeared off into the distance. The rest of us took a steady, leisurely 60, 65 mile an hour ride, the occasional overtake up to 70, and then back down to 60. But it was an okay ride home.
You know, we were so lucky because when we left London, the heavens opened. There was some flooding in some of the tube stations. There was a little shower that we had somewhere Hemel Hempstead way. But apart from that, we were bloody lucky.
We stopped for fuel about 100 miles north, and somebody checked Google, and it said London's flooded. We were like, we were there 2 hours ago.
I know, we were very lucky. So everybody got home safely. Everybody had a good time. So it was a very successful weekend as far as I was concerned.
Well done, Gremlin, for organising the whole thing.
Good time, I don't know. We had time.
No, it was great. It was really good. I can't wait for Roslyn.
Listen. I think Roslyn might be slightly different because there might be some of us sleeping outside because of complications with room bookings.
I'm just hoping that it stays dry like it did for London.
Yeah, we'll have a good time. It's also about the company as well, and everybody got on. Yeah, how do you make Roslyn better than Ace Cafe trip? By me not going. All right, very good. So good weekend. Good. What do we do next year?
Well, we'll have to pick somewhere else to go and visit, won't we? Right. Okay. Next item, we had the fantastic Agricola Lodge visit.
Oh, you weren't there, were you? That's why it was good.
It was one of the best ones I've been to there.
We had a lodge visit at Agricola Lodge in York, mine, Aliens and Jag's Lodge, and I'd arranged with everyone to come for a visit. We had about 11 visitors, all widow sons coming. Gremlin and Pigpen being included. And on the Monday afternoon, I was taken ill and had to take the day off work and couldn't make it to the meeting. So I missed out on that. But the guys turned up and you had a good time together, didn't you?
We did, because I was sat there looking across at the candidate who you was taking into the second degree, and I thought, I know him.
Yes, that's right.
And it was one of my mates who I go diving with. And
what are the chances?
I didn't even know he joined Masonry. He'd kept it quiet.
Well, I'll be damned. So, which lodge? He's Invictus, wasn't it? He's a member of Invictus. Yeah. He's sort of he's linked with the military, and Invictus is a military lodge. So, yeah. So that was good.
That was good. It was nice to be back in a lodge, and nice to be having a festive board as well. Not tables of 6. It was good.
Yeah, I'm just sorry I couldn't be there, guys.
We weren't.
So yeah, thanks. So circling back then, House's bike. House has received his breakout. So we have a 3rd breakout in the chapter now.
Yeah, it's the Best Boy Breakout Club we're forming.
That's right. Yeah. Has he been out on it much? Do you know since he picked? When was it he got it? It was about a week ago, wasn't it?
No, he only got it this week. I think Wednesday.
Right.
Tuesday or Wednesday. No, it was Tuesday. Tuesday he picked it up.
How's he finding it?
Loves it.
Is he? Good.
Loves it.
At least he'll have a bit more tank range now instead of 75 miles every time.
He will. So he's looking forward to coming out on that. And now we also had, I'm going to mention all the other bikes in the group now.
If you like, yeah, go ahead.
Jack got himself a new bike, his 3rd one in 3 months. It was a Night Rider.
Roadliner.
Eyeliner.
It's a Yamaha 1900cc Roadliner, and it's very nice. Very nice.
He likes that one. He's happy with it. He's just going to change the bars, is what he told me.
Yeah, he's got the Vance & Hines big shots on, so it's pretty similar volume to mine. It's very loud. We rode to the lodge together for a rehearsal the other night, side by side, and crikey, everyone was looking at us because they're so loud.
It's very good, very good. And then the epic saga of Mad Manx and his Triumph Rocket GT, which he got about 4 weeks ago.
Brand new.
Yeah, been some issues with it. It's gone back. He's had a payout. He just ordered himself a GS 1250 triple black.
Yeah, which is great because Vicky loves triple blacks and she loves GSs, as you all know. And now I'm going to get it even more in the ear because Steve's just bought one. So thanks, Steve. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I'm going to get it in the neck now. Anything else?
No, we're getting ready. It is our next trip. Oh, we are presenting a check at the Eskrig. Is it Eskrig? Is it something we are at a scout? Bingley on Saturday.
Yeah.
We are presenting a check to a scout troop. We did a charitable donation.
£250 check for them for repairs on their scout hut.
Yeah, so we're there handing the check over on Saturday. So that's exciting. And the week after that, obviously, weekend away.
Yeah, Rosling. And then the weekend after that, we're at Grandpa's house down in Sheffield for a paella party, which we are sharing with members of the Classics on the Square, which is a Masonic vintage car owners club. So it's all Masonic petrolheads together eating paella down in Sheffield.
Yeah, I'm away.
What could possibly go wrong?
I'm away. I won't be there. And then the week after that is even more exciting news, which I will be sending an email out later. We have been asked to take part in a video. None of your Tug TV videos, Big Ben, don't get giddy. Asked to take part in a video for filming at Castle Grove. So I'll be sending information out regarding that. The Widow's Sons are going to be centre stage.
Promotional video for Freemasonry, and we will be starring in that.
Yeah.
So that's good news.
Yeah.
There we go.
Look forward to that. Okay, guys, I think it's time we move ourselves over to
Email Corner.
Right, who's got an email?
Well, I've got one. Hello, Yakka, Pigpen and Gremlin. What are the challenge coins that you mentioned in the last episode? All the best, Graham. Does he ride I think it's a Ducati rider.
DeVille. It's a DeVille.
Yeah, I think
you know the DeVilles. Do you remember the 650 DeVilles?
Never mind, Graham. Anyway, see your question.
Challenge coins.
Yeah, challenge coins. Yeah.
Come on, Yakka, you best explain it.
Right, so challenge coins. All Widow's Sons should have about their person at all times a challenge coin. It's basically a ceremonial coin with some sort of Masonic etching on it. Usually we carry Widow's Sons logos on them. And this is how it works. You get your challenge coin out when you're at a cafe or at a bar. You slam your challenge coin down on the counter. Everyone then must pull out their challenge coin and slam theirs down on the counter. If somebody doesn't have their challenge coin, they are buying the round. If everyone else slams their coin down, the person that made the original challenge buys the round. And that's what a challenge coin is.
There we go.
So who here has one? I've got one, obviously.
Yep, I have one.
We've all got one, right? Yeah. So
mine was given to me from a brother from America in Connecticut.
We paid you to go away then.
I have an email. Hello, handsome. No, sorry. Dear Ridecast, do the widow's sons in the UK have a good connection with widow's sons overseas? And do they ever meet up, for example, on bike trips to different countries? And that's best regards from Mark.
I can tell you very quickly that didn't the presidents get together in Vegas a couple of years back before COVID? So there was a get together there. All the presidents from all over the world had a presidents convention. Gremlin, what have you got?
Well, yes, I mean, if you think about it, the branding and the rallies in this country, we've had brothers there from America. We've had them from Ireland, some from Germany, and a couple from Wales.
There is also a international or European rally that they've tried to organise. It got shut down last year because of COVID, but that's over in Germany, I believe. So that will be a European rally, Widow Sons rally. So the answer is yes.
Yes. I saw on a Facebook page, I think it was the Irish chapter, had ridden all the way to Denmark to take part in the Widow Sons Denmark rally there. So the answer is yes. Have bike, will travel.
Excellent. Right, I've got one. I've got one here. Now, you guys are not going to believe this is a genuine email, but if you want me to prove it, I will forward it to you. This is a genuine. I don't know if the content is genuine. It might be a joke, but it's clearly a joke. This is what it says. The subject heading of this email is "Message to Gremlin from Eugenie Montclair (brackets 91 years young). Dearest Gremlin, it is abundantly clear to me that your colleague Pinkpen it says with a K, Pinkpen, is getting all of the female attention. I feel that you and I are very much cut from the same cloth. It would be most marvellous to treat you to a spot of luncheon and Pimm's in the not too distant future. I've already picked out my hat and gloves. Yours adoringly, Chin Chin, Eugenie.
Eugenie, it will be a pleasure.
So there you go. We got fan mail to Gremlin. I'm feeling all left out now.
Oh, what can I say? We are at that time of emails again where it's Pig Pen Pals.
Pig Pen Pals, yay!
Pig Pen Pals, brilliant. Can I say the postman's sack was overflowing?
Was it?
As usual. And when he gushed out all of his contents, his sack was empty. He emptied his sack on my doorstep. We had one that came flowing through, and that was from Hilda.
Hilda. Hello, Hilda.
Hilda said, she is hoping to be Pigpen's Miss September. She said she tried her utmost to get to the Ace Cafe on the Friday, but her mobility scooter let her down at the last minute.
Oh dear.
Well,
now, Hilda.
She should have rung ahead as I got and picked her up.
It picked her up, yes. It was probably your battery. Pigpen would have sorted your terminals out once and for all. She says, he is so sweet. He's butch. He's handsome. I love his shirts. And I just want to be his gal.
Yeah, good.
Hilda.
Very nice.
This queue is getting longer, and right now for September, you're at the head of it.
Did Hilda have an age? Was there an age on that email?
She said a lady doesn't reveal her age.
Well,
but she does remember the First World War, she said. Just to give you a clue.
Okay. Right then, guys.
Oh, Hilda.
So there we have it. In fact, she's probably related to you. She could be a friend of Eugenie's, who's 91.
Could be.
Yeah.
What have you got to say to that, Pigpen?
Well, I'm honoured, Hilda, that you think like that. It's yes, I shall. Well, if you send me a picture, I can
Dirty boy. Dirty boy.
I can put it on my wall and you can be Miss September.
There you go, Miss September.
Yeah. She said that Sunita penned her favourite track for you, Pigpen.
Which one's that?
Oh.
So Macho.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
He's big and strong, enough to carry me somewhere. He's so macho.
Well, guys,
I'm honoured, Hilda.
On that note, I think it's time that we signed off. So thanks to all you listeners. Please keep the emails coming, keep the messages coming. We'll see you on the road. Check us out on the Widow's Sons Riding's Chapter Facebook page, and we'll catch you all next time. This is Yaka signing off for Ridecast.
It's goodbye from him.
All right, it's goodbye from me.
Cheers, guys. Catch you next time. Bye.